Welcome to the podcast. My guest today is Courtney Moody. She is with the Crawford County Council on Aging. She is, the proper title is the Activities Director. Am I correct, Courtney?
Yeah.
And we're welcoming Courtney back. Congratulations. You were gone on maternity leave. And I'm sure people out there are saying, what did you have, a boy or a girl?
A baby boy, our second baby boy.
You have your second baby boy.
Yeah.
So.
We have Chase, that's our newest baby, and then Miles is our almost 3-year-old.
Well, congratulations on the two boys now you got.
Yeah, I'm in for it when they're teenagers.
I was going to say you got double for your trouble.
I
there.
do.
You know, something like that, I don't know, but my mother raised 3 boys. My mother never had daughters, so yeah. I wish you the best.
Not looking forward to that grocery bill when it comes.
Yeah, that grocery bill will get, yes, it's more especially when you get up into those growth years and the teenage years, you know. That consumes, a lot of things get consumed. But anyhow, Courtney, glad to see you back, glad things went well. But now we got to focus on the world of our seniors, and you do a tremendous job.
Thank you.
And by the way, I should point this out, because I tell this because everybody's say, how do you do this and that? And they always just notify people that I am on the board of Crawford County Council on Aging, so that's how I know a little bit about it. I'm just doing that just to let people know, because sometimes they'll say, well, why does he have this one? Well, he knows this person. Well, this is why. So.
It's not favoritism.
Yes, there you go. That's the whole thing. That's the main reason I say that.
Yeah.
It's just, but at any rate, thanks for being on here. I know you're going to go take us in a lot of different directions, but let's start off with activities. I know you've got some things kind of coming, and so I'll let you start with that.
Yeah, I am finishing up the January calendar this week so we can get it to the printer and back so they can get out to the seniors.
Okay.
And they have a lot to look forward to. There's something going on every day. And I'm bringing back our senior fitness classes. It's January. It's time to get back at it. They've had a couple months break, so they can look forward to that happening again. We are going to do some more crafts. I have a lot of great crafters. We're going to do some diamond painting Valentine's next month. We are going to start up kind of a new and kind of an old group. I have a lot of crocheters and knitters. And people just love opportunities to sit and chat with their friends and work on something. So I'm starting a group called Crafty Companions, where we can all just work on projects, show off awesome things that we've made, share patterns. I've had a lot of interest in that, so I look forward to that group.
There's a lot to that, and you know, for people that's into that sort of thing, I mean, there's all kinds of different ways of doing things, aren't there?
My husband's amazed. He's like, it's witchcraft. You just take a piece of string and it turns into something.
No.
It takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I'm bringing back some old favorites from last year. Our meat to eat lunches and dinners were really, really popular. So we will do one of those in Crestline at Cerrito, and we're going to do one in Bucyrus at Old 30 Barbecue. So all the information for that will be in the newsletters. And I do take a limited sign up because our very first one here in Bucyrus, we had 20 people sign up, and I just don't want to overwhelm the wait staff. So we will look for about 11 people for those. And I have some new things planned for next year. So
yeah, some projects and some exciting things going on there. So
yeah, so I've got a few different things. Starting in January, we are going to have monthly birthday celebrations. So it's just going to be a day every month where we're celebrating like this month's birthdays, and we're going to have cake, and we're just going to sit around and eat dessert because that's what we love to do. So I've had a lot of people ask about birthdays, so.
That's nice to see that it ties in that exercise program.
Yeah. If you come to the birthday celebration, you got to come to Senior Fitness.
You got to burn those calories.
Yeah, that'll always be on a day towards the end of the month, so that'll be in the newsletter. A big thing for 2024 is the Council on Aging is turning 50. So It's our 50th year, 50th celebration. I'm hoping to do something every month to honor that. In January, we are going to do a donuts and coffee drive-through. So we're going to hand out donuts and coffee to the first 50 people celebrating our 50th year. So I have a lot of cool ideas for that. There'll be something different every month, and where people can get involved and learn about us more too. But the project I have planned next year that's closest to my heart is a commodity closet.
Okay, what
So-
constitutes a commodity closet?
I'm gonna technically have 2 closets, but just I'm gonna be looking for donations of non-perishable food items, like things you would find at a food pantry, and also toiletry items, household needed items, even things for people's pets. Because something I've noticed, especially since COVID, but even just this past year with inflation, is how much our seniors are in need.
Yes,
So-
this is a big deal. It's critical. I've had this discussion today. And as I pointed out before in other podcasts and other that I've done for various groups, they're least likely to even bring up that they're missing something or they need something.
Yeah.
And these things that you're talking about, these non-perishables, like I know silly, it sounds silly, like toilet paper. And all, this stuff you go to the store, it's expensive.
Yeah.
And when you're on, like a lot of people are on fixed income, especially seniors, but everybody to a certain degree is on a fixed income if we
Yeah.
want to face the facts. But with inflation and everything that's going on, and you've got a set amount, that dollar just don't stretch like it used to. So anything that we can do to help somebody, and that stuff all adds up, because we think about, well, first of all, I need to get food. Well, you need things like toothpaste, shampoo, toilet paper, things like this.
Yeah.
It all costs money. I mean, all that stuff's some of that stuff's $6-7 depending on what you're buying on it.
And many seniors have pets. And
Yes.
so when it becomes hard to afford your own prescriptions or your own groceries, it becomes hard to feed your pet as
Yes,
well.
absolutely.
So I'm going to be sending out more information about this soon. So I will be sending information. You'll see it in your local media. We'll probably be putting it in the newsletter and things for when we're starting this. I'd like to have some time to get our cabinets and start collecting all of these donations to hand out. So we'll be putting more information out there, but that's something I'm really looking forward to offering this year to our seniors.
Well, I think you're right on. I know you are, because food insecurity is a top priority. When you, like you say, you have to choose between medications and your food, and that's a tough choice. Or you got other things you do, but all these things all add up. You're not telling anybody that's listening to this all knows this, because
Yeah.
if you go to the store, I mean, $50 you used to be able to buy quite a bit. Well, now you might as well
You're not
forget
getting
that.
half a cart.
No, you're not
Yeah.
you're not even getting a bag anymore.
Yeah.
So I understand that, and I think it's wonderful the efforts that you're making on that. I think that's great.
Thank you. I'm excited about it. And our building, we don't have a ton of space, so
No.
I'm really trying to just use the space we have and
Yeah.
be able to
Utilize
offer
what we have.
can.
Yeah, utilize what you have, and quite frankly, I think once you get it there, it's not going to stay there very long anyhow.
Yeah. There we still have the how it's going to work.
Work out the details.
Work out the details, but I do think it might be something that's weekly on one day where it's open with me to go through. So, and I also want to get people involved with our services. So the first day that we're not just cleaned out, they'll be getting some vouchers so people can turn it in to get these items.
Yeah.
So
Well, you have to have some order to it again, or you can be overwhelmed, because
Yeah.
sometimes things you will either overestimate or underestimate, and the worst thing is you've underestimated the demand, and it's so massive that you can't fulfill what you had hoped to.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're doing. It's kind of, you got to find that happy middle ground until you get where you can sort of count on, yeah, I think this is the way this is going to go.
And a lot of people probably don't realize, but just from me being in our building, we get quite a few homeless people coming in, homeless seniors coming into our building, and luckily we're able to set them up, with our lunches and things, so they have a place to go to receive a meal. So
This is, I'll just say it's kind of the sign of the times right now.
yeah,
It's been tough, and this last year in particular, and I see it, and again, I deal with a lot of people on this program, whatever, and a lot of organizations that serve the public, and every one of them has told me, the demand is, they've got high demand for people needing help right now.
yeah. And one of the sad thing is a lot of people are too prideful to accept the help too, or think that they need the help. I know I've heard some people, because I love to talk about our lunches. I try to get the word out there, and I know some new seniors have started to attend the lunch. But some people think that it's like, oh, I don't need to do that. I'm not that poor. And it's not for poor people. It's just for seniors. You just have to be 60, come in, have a hot lunch, make some new friends. I've seen so many friendships form in our building. So I always recommend our lunches. You get a choice of your meal, which you don't get at a lot of other places. And it's just a good time. So definitely any seniors out there 60 and older who would like to make some new friends, come check out our building.
Yeah, this isn't about being indigent. This is about being people, about fellowship for our seniors and doing this. It doesn't, the rest of that's just like you said, that's not a big thing. People get in there and I quite frankly, a lot of seniors just are not gonna ask for help.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a thing of the culture and the times and that. And they're, most of the time I have found in my experience, they will go without rather than to open their mouth and say, I need help.
I know that. I was talking to one of my seniors this morning, just catching up and talking about how much she missed activities, and we were talking about how people don't realize how important these opportunities are, because for your overall well-being, to be able to get out and be social, get out of your house, and also just learning some new skills. We also do a lot of different educational opportunities. I'm always open to making appointments with people who need help with their phones or tablets too. Just call me and I'll find time in my schedule for you. So.
Well, the worst thing is to get isolated, and this is what can easily happen because your world gets smaller, and as you age like that, because a lot of your friends pass on, or maybe your spouse has passed on, so the world kind of compresses on you, and you just don't want to get yourself so isolated that, you know, that's just not a good position to be in when you're a senior. So I could go down a lot of roads, but I won't.
That's why I'm constantly telling people when I'm talking about activities. I know a lot of people, and I've been guilty of this in the past, you don't want to go somewhere new by yourself.
Yes.
But I would say this is the best place to go by yourself, because it's really not scary. Everybody that comes to activities are so welcoming. You know, you're the new kid in class. Everyone's going to want to be your friend. It is a fun time, and I've seen so many friendships form, really, really strong bonds form, especially between people who don't have family locally. And they just kind of lean on each other, and in hard times and good times. So they get together and do things at our building. They get together outside of our building and go places. So definitely come check us out, especially this winter. Don't let yourself get cooped up inside.
All right, so the activities letter will be out, and so we'll have that out for you. And if you ever have questions, you can always call the Crawford County Council on Aging. Let me see if I got the number right in front of me. I believe it's 419-562-3050.
Yep.
And Courtney, she's the activities director. I want to thank you. You're a very forward-thinking person.
Thank you.
And I know you care greatly about our seniors. You've done a wonderful job there, and you continue to do a wonderful job. We're thankful to have you there, and we're honored to have you there and working with our seniors. Best
I love
on
my job.
I know you do. I know you do. And congrats. Now you have 2 boys to deal with and contend with, so if the seniors don't wear you out, those 2 boys will.
Yeah, I know it.
Thank you for your time, for being on the podcast this morning. Again, my guest has been Courtney Moody with the Crawford County Council on Aging. She's the activities director. I wish you well into this brand new year of 2024. I have to think, because time goes so fast.
I know it.
And thank you again for all you do. And again, if you haven't been up, you need to get involved in the Crawford County Council on Aging. There's just a lot of great things up there they can do. We do, and
there's a lot of great resources available.
Yes, you just have to, I always say, if in doubt, find out.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
All right. On that happy note, we'll end this podcast. Thanks again, Courtney, for being in today.
Thanks, Dave.